A single dad attended his late boss's wife's party. What she did next shattered everything. The message came through while I was buttoning my shirt. You should come tonight. He would have wanted that. No signature, no emoji, just the weight of his name pressing between the lines. I stared at the screen until it dimmed. Then I stared at my reflection. Older than last year, thinner than last month, the kind of tired that doesn't sleep off. My daughter's laughter drifted from the living room, a cartoon theme song, the lie of normalcy. I shouldn't go. I knew that the way you know a storm is coming without looking at the sky. The house was too bright when I arrived. Music low, expensive laughter even lower. People who wore grief like an accessory. The widow stood near the window, glass in hand, black dress cut with precision. She saw me immediately. Her eyes didn't flinch. She smiled, not polite, not grateful, measured. I felt it then, the first crack, the way you feel when the floor gives a millimeter beneath your foot and your body understands danger before your mind catches up. She crossed the room. Her perfume was restrained, her voice softer than memory. "I'm glad you came," she said. I nodded, said nothing. Words felt like liabilities. She leaned in, close enough that only I could hear. "There's something you should know," she whispered, "but not here." The room seemed to tilt. Somewhere behind us, a glass shattered. Laughter spiked. Someone clapped. I watched her walk away, and I understood with cold clarity that whatever she was about to give me would cost more than I had left. I'd worked for him 7 years, long hours, fewer questions, loyalty bought with small kindnesses, a promotion here, a school fundraiser donation there. When he died, the office went quiet, then efficient. Grief processed like paperwork. His wife had never spoken to me before tonight. We stood on the balcony away from the noise. The city below looked like a circuit board, alive, indifferent. "I found something," she said. Her hands were steady. "After the funeral." I waited. Silence is a tool if you let it be. "A storage unit," she continued, "paid for in cash, renewed monthly." She turned, searching my face. I kept it blank. The war between curiosity and caution settled into a truce. "There were files," she said, "names, transactions." I swallowed, slowly. "You're on the list," she added. The air thickened. My heart didn't race, it slowed. That was worse. "What list?" I asked. She hesitated, just a beat, a flaw. "People he trusted," she said. "People he helped." Helped? The word slid like oil. She showed me a photo on her phone, a ledger, my name, dates, amounts. I laughed once, quiet. "Those are bonuses." Her eyes softened. "That's what he told you?" I felt the denial rise, reflexive, almost tender. He had taken care of us, my daughter's braces, the emergency rent when my ex disappeared. He was a good man, wasn't he? She watched me dismantle myself with my own thoughts. "There's more," she said. Of course there was. She didn't explain. She didn't need to. The party behind us pressed in, muffled and fake. I tasted copper. She leaned closer. "I need your help," she whispered. "And you deserve the truth." The word deserve rang wrong. I left early, kissed my daughter's forehead when I got home, listened to her breathe until the house felt like a confession. Sleep didn't come. Memory did. I didn't confront her, or anyone. I never do. I gather. I started with the ledger, cross-referenced dates with emails, with meetings, with projects that went nowhere. Patterns emerged the way constellations do, only after you stop insisting the stars are random. He had been moving money, shells, quiet charities, fronts, and then, there it was, the pivot. My bonuses matched losses elsewhere, clean on paper, dirty in intent. I pulled phone records, not illegally. I'm patient. I asked questions that sounded like concern. I watched reactions instead of answers. At home, I cooked dinner, helped with homework, packed lunches with notes she never read until later. Inside, something sharpened. The widow called twice. I didn't answer. She texted once. He lied to you, but I won't. I met her a week later, neutral ground, a cafe that smelled like burned coffee and old secrets. She slid a folder across the table. You were the shield, she said. He trusted you to make it look clean. I didn't know, I said. I believe you, she replied, too quickly. I flipped through the pages. Contracts, transfers, a life built on leverage. What do you want? I asked. She studied me, calculated. I want it to end, she said, and I want you safe. Safe, another wrong word. I began to see the seams, her timing, her tone, the way she framed herself as a widow with a conscience, instead of a partner with regrets. I watched her watch me. That night I ran numbers. Not the money, the time, the gaps. Who benefited most when he died? Her name appeared everywhere. I didn't sleep. I didn't rage. I planned. Truth doesn't need anger. It needs patience. The report came in on a Tuesday. 3 agencies, 1 conclusion. She had known. Not just known, managed. When he got sick, she streamlined. When he died, she inherited control. And now she wanted an exit. She wanted me to be the confession that saved her. We met again. Her house this time. The same one where the party glittered over rot. I placed the report on the table. Didn't slide it. Didn't soften it. She opened it. Read the first page. Her breath hitched. I didn't, she began. I raised a finger. She stopped. You used me, I said, calm. You needed a witness who looked innocent. Her eyes filled. Performative. Muscle memory. I loved him, she whispered. Love doesn't launder, I replied. She broke then. Not loudly, just enough to feel real. I'm scared, she said. I believed that part. You should be, I said, but not of me. I stood, straightened my jacket. I won't help you. She reached for my arm, missed. What will you do? She asked. I smiled. Not kind, not cruel. Nothing, I said, and everything. The call came 3 days later. Authorities, questions, polite, focused. I answered honestly, provided documents, names, patterns. I never mentioned her. She did that herself. They searched the house during another party, music still playing, guests stunned, black dresses turning gray. She texted me once from a number I didn't recognize. You promised. I didn't reply. Promises are for people who believe in mutuality. My name never surfaced. The ledger was reinterpreted, bonuses reclassified. The shield held. Her lawyer called, then stopped. I watched the news with my daughter asleep on my shoulder. The anchor said words like alleged and investigation. I turned off the TV. Power doesn't announce itself. It withdraws consent. Weeks later, I passed her on the street. No makeup, no entourage, smaller. She didn't see me. That was the mercy. At home, I packed lunches, paid bills, fixed a leak. The ordinary work of rebuilding. Inside, the storm had moved on. I taught my daughter how to ride without training wheels. She fell once, got up twice, laughed. I thought about how easily truth fractures when it's held wrong, how quiet revenge can be when it's clean. I didn't win. I finished, and that was enough.